Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode of Lead Loving Life because we all deserve to lead a life we absolutely love, to lead a business we absolutely love, and to lead our community in a way that we absolutely love. And one of the reasons why I'm here is to help you remember that and to give you structures and strategies and tools and energy to help you do it. So I am excited to be here, my first April episode. Yes, this is going to be released in April. And I want to talk about today something that my clients have been talking to me a lot about. And I have been feeling this for some time now, probably at least 6 or 8 months. And that is the concept of 2 steps backwards, 3 steps forwards. It's a lot alike the contraction and expansion episodes that I've done. It feels very similar in that we feel compressed and shrunken in ways, and then we expand into something bigger, right? That's the contraction and expansion kind of overview. The 2 steps forward, 2 steps backward, excuse me, 3 steps forward analogy or energy, because that's what it feels like. It feels like it's an energy that's prevalent for us right now on the planet Earth. And, we are all out here doing our work, whatever that is, and all of the levels. It's personal development, it's emotional development, spiritual development. First and foremost, right now, it is trying to keep our freaking nervous systems regulated. Can I get an amen? I know you know what I mean when I'm talking about that. Goodness. Along those lines, it also has been feeling like we're chugging along, making progress, moving things forward in any of those areas, in our career, in our business, in the things that we're doing in the community. And all of a sudden, it feels like we just kind of get smacked down. The steps that we had been taking were great and they got us to a certain extent and got us to a certain point and made progress in certain ways. And then they're like, the universe is like, okay, wait, maybe not. And then back we go. Right. And I don't know if you can resonate with this or not. And I hope so. And I look forward to hearing from you in my DMs and on my email. And you can leave comments either in the podcast world or on YouTube because I'm very curious about this. And it is both frustrating because, we're humans and we live in this human earth and we want things to move along, right? Like we want a linear forward moving trajectory. I do. I say I'm guilty of it. And I know that there are so many other components. I know deep in my soul that there are other components, right? There is the reflection, there's the presence. I have my framework it starts in the element of presence. So I deeply understand it. My clients deeply understand it. And yet it is like annoying, right? We're trucking along and all of a sudden, nope, no progress. Nope, not going to do that. Nope, that's not going to work out. And you're like, okay, and if you're like many of us, it takes a couple of iterations or a few hundred iterations, depending on your level of stubbornness and the commitment to getting things done and making things move along at your pace. We say, okay, wait, if we're being offered the opportunity, isn't that a way to look at it, a perspective? To move backwards or to stay stagnant, which feels like moving backwards when everything is moving forward so fast. What are the opportunities for me? What are the opportunities for my business? What are the opportunities for whatever it is I am trying to complete? What can I do with this feeling of moving backwards? First of all, we can understand that it really is just an anchoring. It is an anchoring into our bodies and this time and this place. Because we oftentimes, especially us high achieving women that are here on this planet to make a difference, we get in this mindset of forward move it, checking it off the list, making the impact. And I don't mean to minimize all of those things because they're very important. There are energetic components that go along with it. There are mindset components that go along with it. That the list checking and the moving forward on the calendar, those are external measurements, if you will, and tracking tools. The real work comes inside. It comes from the way that we're developing as a human, as a community leader, as a business owner, business leader. It's all of that is constantly being redeveloped. And it is so important to understand that when talking about two steps backwards, three steps forwards as a concept, because then we can, first of all, try and mitigate some of the shame and guilt we feel because we, again, high achieving women have a tendency to do that as well. And really like put the lens on, put the glasses on, put the goggles on that say, okay, this is a very human experience. I am a very human on this planet in this moment. And my purpose for being here, my reason for impacting others through whatever means, through all of the means, is important. And it's designed to land and impact right now in these times. Not 5 years ago, not 5 years forward. Oh my gosh, we're going to have changed so many million times between now and 5 years from now. It is about right now. And sometimes things change. Shock, right? Oftentimes things change. Usually when we least want them to, or we least expect them to, because we like our little plans and we like our big plans and we like them to stay on track. And unfortunately, that is not always the case. So, really, this week, the message is don't be frustrated as much as possible. Don't give up because that's not what this is about. The time is right. The time will be right for whatever it is that's getting moved backwards to launch forwards. And then it's important to when you are in the 3 steps forward section of this equation or in this energy, if you will, whichever way you choose to look at it, or both, remembering that and recognizing that, because that's the thing, is we get so caught up in that trajectory of movement and feeling of accomplishment and productivity because that's what we're used to being recognized for. That's what the external world and the stereotypical male dominated world looks at, right? Accomplishment, productivity. And we as women leaders either know or we are learning that that is only one small piece of the puzzle. It is only one manifestation of how we make change on this planet, how we make change in ourselves, how we help others change, how we create and change industries, how we create and change women's places in leadership. So remember that when we're making those 3 steps forward, to be 100% present for it, right? You'll have just come off or recently come off the 2 steps back scenario or energy. And hopefully over time, you'll recognize the process and you can lean into it. I didn't say like it. I didn't say love it. I didn't say like celebrate it, although you could. I'm saying that you'll recognize it and you can appreciate it for what it is, right? Let's talk about an example. If you're working on a project, you have a business, you're launching something, and it just won't go right. Your launch timeline is set, your process is set, and then it is one thing after the next. It's a computer glitch, it's a program glitch. The date that you want to launch it, you're finding out is very busy and there are a lot of other people that are committed to other things. So it's really then about, okay, so that feels like a few steps backwards. We had this plan. This is what the goal was. This was the timeline. Well, let's take a minute. Is there a reason that it has to be on that date? Are there flexible opportunities for us to like retrench and kind of retreat and look at that and say, what are the messages? What are the opportunities? Let's circle back, take another pass, and then move forward. And then when you move forward in a way that it actually works and it flows, be present in that moment and be grateful and know that the 2 steps backwards had to happen so that this 3 step forward trajectory and projection and movement forward could follow. Doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, I implore you to really, really slow down and be present. That is the core of so much of the work that I do and that I do with my clients and my clients do, is really being present for whatever is happening and being able to take the opportunity to learn. A, what's my body telling me? B, what is this scenario telling me? C, like, how do I learn from this? What is the integration of this experience, these experiences, and how is this up leveling me to go forward in the next forward momentum segment? Because that honestly makes all the difference. It's not always about forward movement and in motion and 100% action all the time. We've got to slow down or we miss a lot and we don't show up in whatever we're doing, business, community, in our jobs, in our families, in a way that is the most impactful that it can be. And I believe that we each are here to make an impact. We each have very different ways of doing it and very different impacts that we're here to make. However, it doesn't change the fact that we are here to make an impact. Think about the people that you connect with in all of the areas of your lives, in your family, at work, in your community organizations, in your neighborhood. And think about it. You know that you make an impact. Sometimes it might not be what you want, but you're still making an impact. And that's our opportunity. And that's our gift to each other. And then on the other side of the equation, we get to receive and be impacted and to be present for that gift also. So this was an episode all about 2 steps forward. I said it again, 2 steps backwards, 3 steps forward, and the perspective that we can use to learn and grow and maximize all of it. And when I say maximize, I don't just mean action, 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 activity, accomplishment, productivity. Stepping into it, learning from it, enjoying it. Who thought that you could actually enjoy moving backwards before you move forwards? Think about a roller coaster if you like them. Sometimes you do that little slide back before you take off. Anyway, lots of analogies, lots of terms thrown around out there. The bottom line is this. I'm so glad you're here. I love spending time with you. I hope this is thought-provoking for you. I really want to hear what you think about this topic today. Comments, DM me on Instagram at Lead Loving Life. Email me, Leah at leadlovinglife.com. All are in the show notes. And know that you are here at this moment in time for a reason. Women are stepping into their power like never before. And it is a privilege to be a part of that with you and with every other woman I have the opportunity to serve. And I encourage you to reflect on your perspective around 2 steps backward, 3 steps forward, and see if you can lean into the experiential portion of it a little bit more and focus a little bit less on the external measurables of productivity. Big love to all of you beautiful souls, and I can't wait to see you and connect with you again very, very soon.